Fox 5 is on top of the crisis in Ukraine that the country's president now says has killed 137 civilians and military personnel. Here is a live look from Ukraine's capital of Kyiv. It's around 8:30 in the morning there. People have been waking up to the sounds of air raid sirens, and there are reports Russia will launch a full-blown assault on Kyiv sometime today. Joining us now to break it all down for us is Robert English, Director of Central European Studies at USC. Thank you once again for joining us tonight. We are now in day 2 of this invasion. How would you characterize the past 24 hours, and what will you be watching going forward?
I would characterize it as a nightmare. As expected, Russia's overwhelming military advantage is being demonstrated on the battlefield, in the air, on the ground, and at sea. But the outgunned Ukrainians are putting up noble resistance. Martyrs are dying every day. 137, probably many more. We just don't have the latest numbers. And what I look for in the coming weeks, days and weeks, is not some reversal on the battlefield. That's not likely at all, but that the Russian effort might start eroding from within. I expect to see some soldiers mutiny, disobedience, reluctance to fire on their Ukrainian brothers who are very close to the Russians culturally and linguistically. This is not fighting Chechen jihadis. This is fighting your own kind. We see protests, remarkable disobedience in Moscow among Russians, shame, renouncing their own government's actions. There's sort of a cancer, there's a curse on this operation from A to Z, and it will erode from within, not necessarily immediately. Putin has iron-fisted control, but from below, from within, it will erode and weaken. And then the calculus will change sharply.
And explosions have already been reported in Kyiv, and that happening just hours ago in Ukraine could be happening as we speak right now. Can you talk to what it would mean if the Russian military takes over the seat of the Ukrainian government there at the capital, and the safety of Ukraine's President Zelensky, who said just tonight that he's target number 1?
Yes, well, Putin may be counting on sort of the shock and awe effect, that if he can decapitate the Ukrainian military and either arrest or kill points of resistance in the government, in the media, cultural life, that everyone will fall into line. I don't think they will. It may start small, but it will grow, and the resistance will make this occupation, this adventure, more and more difficult. So yes, in answer to your question, they can win on the battlefield. They can occupy major cities. They can take control of the government. They can eliminate opponents. New opponents will be rising up. This will last a long time. We're only at the beginning. It's tragic. Many Ukrainians are going to pay the highest price of all, but this enterprise, this adventure is rotten at its core. And I think Putin underestimates the human and ethical side to what he's trying to do. And here he's going to lose.
Oh, go ahead.
Here he will lose in a big way, and it'll cost him more than he probably reckons right now.
Well, you were touching on the human toll, so let's talk about some of the images that are already, rolling in here, from casualties to the exodus of the Ukrainian people, refugee camps, protests by the Russian people in the streets despite threats by their own president that they will quash those. How will this conflict reshape the lives of so many and really reshape the landscape of this region?
That we don't know how it'll play out. I guess what I'm suggesting is that in the long run, Putin will lose, but it may be years. The Russians may, in the end, decide to take the territory in eastern Ukraine and leave the West after destroying it, after crushing its military strength, leave it alone and build a Russian statelet in the east. But even that, with crippling sanctions, with international isolation and condemnation, you cannot rule only by force. You cannot remain wealthy just with money. It requires people. It requires a kind of a social cooperation. It requires a heart and a soul. And Putin's lost that. And so again, even taking half of Ukraine and trying to turn it into a new part of Russia will rot from within. It's not like the Crimea. That was full of Russians. That was historically Russian, and most Russians supported it. This is very different, and overwhelmingly Russians are saying they reject it. And when Russian soldiers who are there on occupation duty start rethinking, then it all falls apart.
Well, you certainly make an impassioned and compelling argument. Thank you so much, Robert English, tonight from USC. We certainly appreciate your expertise.
You're welcome.